both my Kenyan family and my Nigerian family are well off. There's some things which made me move out of our home to go to the streets.
Hi guys, welcome to Gerald Empire Show. My name is Gerald Irungu, and today I'm happy to have a guest who, after he narrated his story to me, I felt that this story is quite powerful and people just need to listen to his story and perhaps get motivated, inspired, and also educated in this life, because it's all about inspiring people out there with the content that we bring. So he's a young man and quite optimistic in life, and you'll get to hear probably what he's up to. And because I don't want to narrate his story, I will give him an opportunity to really introduce yourself. What's up, bro?
Cool, bro.
Yeah. Welcome to Gerald's Empire Show.
Thank you so much.
And I know my supporters out there maybe would want to really know who are you, and a bit of yourself. So I don't know, maybe if you can introduce yourself.
So to start off, my name is Chris Buddy Frederick.
Yes.
I'm mixed up a bit, Kenyan, Nigerian origin. My dad is Nigerian, my mom, she's Kenyan. So I was born in Kenya and raised in Nigeria, but also came back to Kenya. So I'm a third born, but the unfortunate thing, like on my dad's side, I'm alone. I'm a single person, and then on my mom's side, the last born. Yeah. So I have a brother and a sis here in Kenya. My sister, she's the eldest among the three of us, followed by my bro and then I. Yeah, that's me to introduce myself.
Wow. you have touched. Were you born in Nigeria or Kenya?
I was brought up in I was born in Kenya, and I was taken to Nigeria to my dad's place. Okay, my dad also is a Nigerian American, so
okay.
Yeah, my dad also is a Nigerian American, so he lives in the States. But I have not been with him for quite some time. It's about ages now. I don't know what went wrong, but that's how I understand things.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Okay. And maybe how was it living in Nigeria?
Wow. Because it was fine. It was good. It was fantastic. I can say so. The weather there's no difference. The weather in Nigeria and the weather in Kenya, it's more or less the same type of weather. But now there I was in town also, Abuja, but we used to go to Lagos some of the time, and that's where I didn't know much of the interior part, but I knew much more of the town, street life there. Yeah, so that's how things were.
When you talk of street life, does it mean while at Nigeria, there's a time that you found yourself in the street?
Wow, that's very interesting, of course. Yeah, I've also lived in the streets. There are some reasons behind that one. And if I can share with you, the audience, my life has been a bit complicated. I was brought up in a very well-off family. So that's why I decided, okay, and due to severe beatings from my grandma, I said, like, inside me, why live with people who don't like me? Why live in this place where people, I feel like I'm the odd one out? So that's what pushed me to the streets. And the funny thing is, my bro, who saw the anger which I had and the treatment which I had, is the one who took me to the streets. And unfortunately, he's the one who left me there. So I didn't go to the street by myself, but my bro is the one who was like a platform for me to go to the streets. So I lived in the streets for about 7 years, if I might be frank with you. it was very difficult, I can tell you for sure. No one would like their daughters or sons to live in the streets. You see, my mom passed on when I was about 2 weeks. So the person who brought me up was my grandma. But unfortunately, I felt like she didn't like me. So that was the reason why me went to street. There, I sniffed glue. I sniffed. There's no drug which I've never used. Maybe if it's a new thing right now in the world, but I've taken. I introduced myself into cocaine. I introduced myself into glue. I introduced myself into bang. There's another tablet also, the blue one.
You also took it?
I took alcohol, no type of alcohol which passed my lips. I can tell you for sure. It's by God's grace. Right now, I'm not utilizing any of these things which I'm talking to you of. Yeah. But by that time, I started. Okay, in terms of alcohol, I started alcohol when I was 4.5 years. So you can just see.
Quite a small boy.
Yeah. I had so much anger, and that is what really made me suffer. Yeah. But the good thing is that at the end of it all, a good Samaritan came to my rescue. I still remember that person until today, but he's an American. He's the person who also was trying to for me to fetch my dad, because my dad left me when I was really small. Yeah. So he took me as a good Samaritan, and he took me through schooling, where I went to school to Breban. I started at Breban, and unfortunately the sponsor also withdrew because of some money reasons, and I was taken to Oshawa. So flipping off here and there from this school to the other school, and then also off to Oshawa, and then I was taken now to private school. There, that is where I finished my primary level, and I went to Strteet Boys High School.
Okay, there's somewhere that you have lost me.
Yeah.
So while at Nigeria,
Yeah.
when you came out of the street,
Yeah.
Did you start your schooling in Nigeria?
No, my schooling came when okay, they found me in Nigeria streets. So I was taken by my family from Nigeria. They gave me to my family in Kenya.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So when I came to Kenya, that's the same treatment which I used to feel there. It's the same treatment which I used to feel here in Kenya. Yeah. So I felt like my grandma in Kenya, she was very strict on me. So, and since there I had been used to street life, so I said, why not for me go to the streets?
Also, you tried the street life in Nairobi?
Yes, in Kenya, not really in Nairobi, because I tried it off in Mombasa, and then I went to Kisumu, because a few friends of mine who were in the streets in Mombasa told me, oh no, life in Kisumu is quite a bit fair, so there you can enjoy life a bit. And you see, I was high in my thoughts, yeah. So let me go there. Unfortunately, things didn't work in Kisumu. I was captured and taken to a minor prison in Mombasa. So I also dodged from that minor prison in Mombasa. I went back to the streets, and that's where I met the Good Samaritan. Yeah. So that Good Samaritan of mine who took me out of the streets and told me, like, you can come this place, you can get shelter, you can get education, you can get good life, and then you can become a good person in future, and you can also assist the others who maybe were less fortunate in life. Yeah. So my schooling, I did my schooling in Kenya. Okay. Yeah, that's where I started off my schooling in Kenya. And after going all those bad moments in life, the good thing is I managed to score an A in my education in high school.
Congratulations.
And I went now to Nairobi University to study law, international law, of course. So I'm very proud of myself, to be frank, but also something happened in Nairobi University, Parklands there, so I had to pull off again due to money reasons. That was in 2019.
And by this time, who was funding your education at Nairobi University?
I had different sponsors.
Okay.
Yeah, I had different sponsors who were funding my education.
Mm-hmm.
It was very unfortunate for me. The Kenyan government could not give me the scholarship, or what we call the help in Kenya, because of my family background. Yeah, Nigeria, Kenya. So I was kind of like I couldn't provide details of my father from that end and my mom from this end. So it was a bit tricky. So I had to the sponsors which came to my rescue are the ones who used to fund. I have also family in America which was much helpful to my education, which they're the ones who are funding. But unfortunately, in 2019, when COVID came, they lost the main breadwinners of their family, two of them, in fact, and that's when now they withdrew their sponsorship, and I had to go back to Mombasa, where my family is, my Kenyan family. So there is when now Tangaza University came to my rescue again, because I had stayed in Mombasa since 2019, 2020, and then now I joined Tangaza in 2021, since they gave me a scholarship, a different scholarship, where I felt like, oh, why not? Let me go and try it out. So in Tangaza, I came to do finance, yeah, and their scholarship, and I'm very much happy and glad for that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So right now, as we speak, you are in Tangaza University?
Yes. I'm majoring in finance, leadership in finance.
Wow, wow,
yes.
wow. Now, you know, you have been, you have tested street life in Lagos, in Kenya, and you are also quite lucky to really get sponsorship. You're right now in the university, do you probably maybe get some time, because we normally say if something sort of happened to you, like in your case, you're in the street, do you like get opportunity to also like get to motivate young people who could be maybe either going through the kind of life that you went through, or maybe probably they're still on the street, or maybe they're even in orphanages around? Like, do you get like maybe an opportunity to go and maybe motivate them, just to really like tell them they can also like achieve what they want in life?
Frankly speaking, yes, I do, because it's an inspiration to me. What I've gone through, I would not wish other kids to go through. Yeah. So there is an organization in Mombasa. It's called the Grants of Abraham Rescue Center. It started off in Mikindani, but now it has its own. Now the main location where it's located, it's in Kikambala. So that's why when I'm off school at this point, I usually go to Mombasa and I visit them. We talk, we have fun, and I motivate them in so many ways. In fact, I usually coach them in different subjects where they are not doing well, or whether they are doing well. In fact, last year but one, the people whom I was assisting, right now there are about 3 of them who are in university, and they are very, very happy to say like I have made their life easy at one point. I don't feel like discriminating any of them, because their life, I take their life as my life, because I was there in the streets. I came out because someone else inspired me, like you can become this and that. Yeah, and I believed that it's possible. So I usually tell them there is nothing impossible in the universe as long as you believe like it's going to work for you. And no one was meant to live a dirty life. You can always reform, you can always have a fantastic life ahead of you, as long as you're going to stick to your guts and you tell yourself like I can do it. Yes, we can, as Obama said.
That's so powerful from you, Chris, and I really like it, like the energy in it. You know, earlier on you told us the reason that you went to the street was because of the unbearable family situation you were facing back then. So have you been able to really like mend your relationship with your siblings?
Yes, I'm trying very much. In fact, I never used to talk to even my sister because I felt like she was the one taking my space. So I'm trying so much. My bro is in the US, and once in a while we used to communicate, but I don't know what happened. Our communication died, but I'm still fetching out to see if we can still keep in touch. With my sis, she's here in Kenya. She's married. She has 3 kids. But I usually also, when I go to Mombasa, I usually find time to go and also sit with my sister's kids and talk to them. So I feel like it's an effort which I'm trying to make for us, our relationship to come to good terms. Yeah. So it's never good for me to stay off, since I felt like we had some grudges and clashes. No, that's not healthy. What's healthy for me is to mm, find ways and be part and parcel of my family.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. I like it when you say that um, despite you going all through that you have going to the street and everything, and now also in the journey of really bringing your family members together, I think it's very, very important moving forward, because they are still your families, yeah?
Sure.
They're your family, and at some point in life you will need them. Um, Another question that I would want also to really throw back to you is that you said while you are in the street you used all kind of drugs, maybe just to maybe the drugs were to help you maybe forget the bad experiences you had at your home. What, how do you feel when probably maybe you're walking on the street and maybe you're seeing these street children maybe also sniffing glue, maybe using all manner of drugs? Like, how do you feel? Do you feel like maybe you want to also get maybe help them where you can, maybe with some advice? How do you feel?
Okay, what I would say, it's not really good to judge them because you don't know why they're using those kind of drugs. Yeah. The good thing is for you now to try and help these kids know the effects of these things. Yeah. For me, for 7 good years, I was using these things. Yeah. And it was very difficult for me to forgo them. It was very difficult for me to overcome the addiction of drugs. Yeah. Most which really took me off, it was the cocaine. Yeah. Because whenever you could just see people smoking, because I used to even sometimes I tried injecting myself, but I felt like this one was kind of like trying to kill me. Yeah. So whenever I find these kids maybe taking sniffing the glue, or even smoking bang, or even some of as young as maybe 5 years they're smoking even cigarettes, um, whenever I find them, not really all of them, but some of them whom I feel like I can approach and talk to them, I usually take the initiative of me doing so. And I talk to them, I tell them 1, 2, 3, and also where they can get help. And I'm also trying to partner with this hub for Bosco Boys, whereby we are trying also to find ways of us going to the streets and talking to them, to these kids, how they can get help. Because it's never easy for you to talk to someone about the effects of these drugs and then they leave it in a day. It's very impossible. But how you're going, and you can't just talk to them, you have to lure them. Yeah. So you buy them like food, you do something good for them so that they can even find time for you. Yeah. So without that, without also giving yourself out, because it's also like you're giving yourself out to them.
Yes.
So that they can understand, they can appreciate that someone is here, someone cares. But if you play like you don't care, they will also not care of you. So that is the best thing which I think I've tried doing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for what you're doing and the effort that you're putting in place just to make sure that at least you help the generation that is already in it. And maybe Chris, as we wind up, maybe what would you want maybe to say to anyone who will be watching this video. Uh, because this show is all about inspiring, motivating, and even educating people in whatever little or big way. What would you want to tell people watching us out there as we wind up?
Okay, this is from my side.
Mhm.
I can tell you for sure depression is free, but how you're going to overcome it, it depends on you. As much as you're going to be given motivations from other people, as much as people are going to tell you like you're going to make it, but really, it is imperative for you to believe in yourself first, because without believing in yourself, there's nothing you can do positive. uh, uh, do away with the negativity and believe that everything is possible as long as you put efforts in it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, we can. That is the slogan which I lived by from Obama. Yes, we can.
Indeed, yes, we can. And that has been Chris Buddy, a young and very optimistic person, uh, trying to change odds in each and every way. And guys, I don't even have words to add on what he has said. He has said it all. Just know that in this life, when you're given a second opportunity, um, always utilize it. And in his case, he has been given a second opportunity whereby he is currently pursuing a finance study at Tangaza University. And of course, probably he has a bright future upon finishing what he's doing here at Tangaza. So, guys, people may suffer from depression. People may have different problems in this life, but the way you approach them, the way you look at them is what matters. And that has been Chris' case. Yes, his starting of life was not that easy. Um, at a very tender age, going to the street and having to take all manner of drugs, and along the way getting some good Samaritans who helped him in his education journey, and currently now almost finishing his studies and optimistic of getting a job. This is the inspiration that we really want to be bringing to all our subscribers. And at this point, I would also want to really ask anyone that has not subscribed to kindly consider subscribing to Gerald Empire Show, and also like, comment, and share to your friends, because we believe that we need such stories to really redefine our society, change things within our society setup. And until the next episode, I don't know whether Chris, you have final thing, maybe probably that you may want to add before we end the show.
I really want to say thank you. Thank you so much, my brother,
Yes.
for inviting me here today.
You're welcome.
It has been a pleasure for me being here and talking to the young and young men and women out there, and even elder people, because it's never easy for someone to let out what they feel inside them.
Yeah, sure.
But if you find a friend who really is there for you to listen and to understand what you're going through, please never shy away to do so. Find a person who can support you through this life for you to make it. Thank you and be blessed.
Wow, we all need one another to hold. We need to hold each other's hand, because we cannot make it on our own, just like Chris is saying. Let us support one another. Let us make sure that we live um, like a family. Help where you can, with ideas, with whatever little help that you may be able to help somebody who is in problems. Just help, and I can assure you, life will continue getting better if we embrace such kind of motive. Until our next episode, is a wrap from us here, and thank you so much for watching. Continue subscribing. We really don't take any subscription from you for granted. kindly continue supporting us by way of really sharing the kind of content we post on Gerald Empire Show. So until next episode is a wrap from us here. So it's goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.